Hi everybody, this little piece of art, hand painted, watch listed, I pissed off neighbor's dog, is drawn by Sawlight on eBay, Sawlight 52. But anyway, this is how easy it is for somebody to get on a list. So please, folks, it's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. Even if you allegedly had a disagreement with someone in a position of authority, even if you allegedly pissed somebody off, well, isn't that their problem? It shouldn't be yours. And you shouldn't be on some torture list because somebody got their knickers in a knot. But anyway, I received an alert this morning on Bryan Tew's channel on BitChute. It is Liverpool Law, Liverpool Law, Bryan Tew. And he's documenting getting hit in the heart. But he also wrote something down below in the description, which he usually does, and I'd like to read that to you. So the subject heading is Targeting Autonomic and Sympathetic Nervous System via Sensory and Neural Pathways of Cerebral Cortex WI. I know that they're targeting the central nervous system. I know that they're targeting mine. So he goes on to say, artificial superintelligence targeting the sheepish masses and the immediate environment around the targeted individuals with streams of electromagnetic low-frequency waves. Artificial superintelligence merges together with augmented reality interfaces known as NEURO-REALITY to create a four-dimensional model of you and your environment no matter where you're located. The AI system of remote neural networks can watch, track, monitor, record, and observe you and your immediate environment in real time, including your thoughts and emotions. By modulation of the phase, frequency, and amplitude of the stream of energy, the AI can target, manipulate, damage, or destroy any area of your anatomy. By targeting your cerebral cortex, manipulation of sensory and neural pathways to manipulate your autonomic and sympathetic nervous system. The AI supercomputer, remote neural networks, uses a computer multiplexer to send a signal, a bidirectional stream of energy containing a hidden carrier frequency, to a tower, a satellite, or mobile platform, and that tower, satellite, or mobile platform relays that signal, specifically tuned to the brainwave signature of the victim, to the targeted individual, which is a digital receiver, similar to how cell phone technology is deployed. The digital receiver is tracked and pinpointed in real time, just like a cell phone, except with mind control technologies. The digital receiver is not a phone. It is a human brain. This is a former U.S. DoD, Department of Defense contractor, ITT Industries, Bryan Tew, speaking to help explain how victims are targeted. So, on BitChute, if you go to BitChute, targeting the autonomic and sympathetic nervous system via sensory neural pathways. This is from Bryan Tew. And let's scroll back and see what else he has to offer here that we can read. He says on March 6, 2024, that the attorney in Iran was used against him to deceive and manipulate. This is a hyper game based on the non-cooperative gaming theorem. The law firm opened 24 hours a day, but each time he calls to answer the phone, each time I call, no answer, or the phone would pick up but no one would say anything until he could be routed back to the hands of this individual. It's a game dictated and orchestrated by a supercomputer, he says. Then he goes on to say on March 1, the Illuminati will introduce a false Antichrist and then a false Christ who will be the true Antichrist. The Illuminati, the financial and political elite, are going to stage a false Antichrist followed by a false Christ coming on the clouds. Excuse me, I've got like a postnatal drip. That every eye shall see, no matter what side of the world that person is on. It's part of their satanic plan. Many Christians are going to be deceived. They have the technologies to achieve this global deception and manipulation using towers, satellites, and mobile platforms combined with the weaponization of neuroscience, remote neural manipulation known as mind control. The false...
Are you unclogging your toilet correctly?
All right, let's see. There's an advertisement here. 1 second. I've got to get past this. Okay, I apologize for that. Many Christians are going to be deceived. They have the technologies to achieve this global deception and manipulation using tower satellites and mobile platforms combined with the weaponization of neuroscience, remote neural manipulation known as mind control. The false Christ coming on the clouds, meaning the real clouds up in the sky, will be the true Antichrist. They can achieve this global deception and manipulation right now in real time with holograms, synthetic telekinesis, and other biocommunication technologies. Carol Hamlet was heavily involved in the occult most of her life, but was radically saved by Jesus Christ. Carolyn Hamlet has recently passed away. She was a high-ranking member and describes what the occult elite are doing to the sheepish masses from her life experiences in the occult. You can find that information on TikTok. Tell people to stop taking those tests, you know, the ones up the nose. Stop taking the tests. The government contractors are targeting the epithelium surface tissue layer lining the mucosa, separating the nasal cavity from the sensory neural pathways of the brain. It was never a test. Jacob Rothschild, which is a Luciferian elite, owns all of the patents for those tests to collect the global DNA model. Thank you, Bryan Tew. Let's see what else he has to offer here. So that was the Illuminati will introduce a false Antichrist and then a false Christ who will be the true Antichrist. So community, this is February 23rd, 2024.
There's one simple hearing hack anyone can
Okay, we've got to get past these commercials so that I can actually read the information here. So on February 24, Bryan states the following. Community-based agents, CBAs, are the ones who control the organized stalking used against activists, dissidents, and whistleblowers. Intelligence agencies are targeting activists, whistleblowers, and dissidents, even real space groups, using community-based agents. CBAs are the persons responsible for the organized stalking, gaslighting, etc., used against targeted individuals, and which are almost always prior military, government, retired law enforcement, and so on. Oh yeah, like our county lawyer here, he's definitely a CBA. People who have some degree of expertise in the area of surveillance and counter-surveillance. CBAs are used by the shadow government to target victims for training, research, and development in artificial superintelligence technologies. Try tracing them using their names. back to the state register for private detectives, etc. So Bryan is giving us a clue, a method for tracking these CBAs, the shadow government that's targeting you for training, research, and development. Try tracing them using their names back to the state register for private detectives, etc. Well, if you don't know their names, you can't really do that. However, if you know the name of your local sheriff, if you know the name of your local county lawyer, if you know the name of your local governor, your local state officials, you can do that. Since 9/11, each private detective security consultant has to register with each state registry they work in, even if temporary workers such as those are under contract. Literally, overnight. Several private detectives moved in right next to me, and I was able to identify and then trace them back to the state register to determine who they work for, namely, he writes, Kevin Fuchich, Inc., the Inc., these prior military, retired law enforcement, and so on have heavy security clearances, and they keep those security clearances after they retire that allows them to double dip, collecting their pension while being paid under the table as a CBA to direct the paradigm of torture and assassination against the targeted individuals. Using smart city technology, these community-based agents have access to an automated, active, and adaptive system of real-time exascale, E-X-A-S-C-A-L-E, exascale, okay, exascale artificial superintelligence computers, semicomputers, which are coordinating, analyzing, predicting, enabling, and directing the paradigm of organized stalking against targeted individuals in real time, allowing CIA, DIA, hive mind teams hiding behind and using law enforcement agencies to do their dirty work, to utilize local police departments and their army of informants turned into provocateurs against the victim to predict, detect in advance the choice of reference patterns of the targeted individual, as those choices, the memories, are forming in real time, enabling fusion centers and CBAs to take proactive measures to stay ahead of or counter in real time the targeted individual and potentially prevent the hive mind victim from defeating the remote neural monitoring system. That's why it is synchronized that when you go out your front door, somebody drives by, because they are predicting that as soon as you stand up, that whatever you were thinking about before, you will act upon those thoughts. So perhaps it's high time we all stop acting on our thoughts and change it up a little bit. Confuse the efforts, right? Artificial intelligence, superintelligence supercomputers via a separate intranet are using a strategy called interconnection via the internet to exchange real-time data and information between community-based agents, police, and their army of informants and provocateurs as to the location activities of the victim, achievable in real time because of the Internet of Things. The targeted individual's daily activities and other information is more effectively triaged, analyzed, and actionable insights, and subsequently disseminated to the appropriate agencies and authorities. Thank you so much, Bryan Tew, for that wealth of information. And that was entitled Community-Based Agents and the Use of Counterintelligence Against Targeted Individuals. So I'm going to leave up on that note, have another cup of coffee. Please hit the thumbs up. This is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading. I appreciate all of you. I hope everybody's having a good Wednesday. It is March 6, 2024. And I've got some hot water back. The plumber was here. He interrupted the last video, as you could hear. And what he did was he went into the little digital circular knob inside of the water heater and upped it by about 10 degrees to see what would happen. And that's pretty much what happened. The water did increase in temperature. It did take a long time for the water to get hot, and that's not good. But anyway, this is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading. Thank you for your questions and comments. Please leave them down below also on these topics. Signing off for now.